Good morning and welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Mondays with Mindy. Hi, Mindy.
Hi, Christian. Today's conversation is with actress, artist, and entrepreneur Eve Plumb. Eve started her acting career at the little age of 6. After an agent moved next door to her and she booked the first audition she attended, many commercials and television roles followed. She's continued to work in TV, films, and on stage her whole life and is known for having, of course, played Jan in The Brady Bunch. The lead role in the movie Dawn, Portrait of a Teenage Runaway, which still to this day scares the hoo-ha out of me, and Beth in Little Women, and of course many others, including a 2-episode guest spot on The Facts of Life, which is when we first met. Eve studied improv at the Groundlings and after moving to New York, performed off-Broadway in the Efron Sisters' Love, Loss, and What I Wore, Unbroken, and Miss Abigail's Guide to Dating, Mating, and Marriage, as well as regional theater work throughout the United States. Recent film appearances include Blue Ruin, which won at Cannes the Director's Fortnight and was an Independent Spirit Award nominee, and Monsoon. TV audiences saw a new side of Eve when she shared her love for home renovation and restoration on A Very Brady Renovation and Design at Your Door, both of those on HGTV. Eve is also an accomplished painter, and her work is available in galleries in New York, Arizona, and Florida. Her subject matter ranges from restaurant scenes and still lifes based on film noir and Western movies. Eve has also created Plumb Goods, accessories for the home that include candles and pillows, greeting cards, mugs, t-shirts, and totes. You can see and shop all about Eve on her website, eveplum.tv, and that will, of course, be on our website as well.
Yeah, for sure. We'll put a link to that in the show notes as well. Well, we are very excited to have her on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Eve Plumb.
I'm so excited.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, Eve.
Hi.
Oh my God, it makes me so happy to see your face.
You too. This is amazing. I know that we work together, but I realize I don't know you, and I follow you on Instagram, and it all looks so interesting. And I want to know more and more and more.
Well, and we've also chased each other across the continental US. When you lived in Laguna, I was in Laguna. When you were in New York, I love that we're finally going to commingle and actually play together and do things, and makes me very happy.
Yes, that would make me very happy too.
Okay, so we start each episode. Christian and I came up with 20 questions. I ask 5. We just start gabbing. It's
okay.
Really kind of how it started. Eve, do you have a hidden talent or something you do that would surprise people?
I think I do. I have a big conflicted talent, which is singing. I started singing lessons probably 3 years ago and was very confident about it. And my husband, who is a big critic, says that I can sing well. And I know that I can sing, but I went to make a tape so that my agent could submit me. And when I heard it, I burst into tears and had to leave. So I can be confident. I've gone on stage and sung.
Yes.
I know that I can, but I haven't had enough time in the saddle, if you know what I mean. Whereas I have with acting, where you've been able to try and fail. And so I don't know the whole arc of singing, but I know I can. And I would also, I think that I would be right for the part of Madame Morrible in Wicked.
Yes.
So I've been shouting for that one for 3 years.
Yeah. Okay, and I of course want to be in the musical part of ABBA. So that is my dream musical job, which is around my talent of singing. I can do it. I'm a top 40, if you know what I mean.
Okay, cool.
So no, I'm impressed by that. I love that.
Me too. It's awesome.
Eve, I don't know if you cook, but if you do, what is your favorite dish? And if you don't, what is your favorite thing to consume?
I do not cook. Ken fortunately cooks. My husband Ken of over 25 years. He cooks. So my favorite thing to consume is whatever he makes, because he makes delicious, simple food that I love to eat.
Oh, fantastic. And I will be over.
Other than that,
Thank you, Ken.
Other than that, spaghetti.
Okay.
Yes, always. Yes.
Yeah, I can make spaghetti, and that's about it.
Okay. Hey, that's impressive.
It's better than nothing.
if you could have coffee with any three people, who would they be?
Oh man, that's not fair.
Well, I won't hold you to it, just in the
Okay.
moment.
It's like dead or alive, you know?
Yeah. Yes and
Whatever.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes and
There's
yes.
no rules. No rules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Three out of the whole pantheon of time.
Mhm.
I mean,
I would probably pick historical figures because I'm
Mm.
such a fan of history. I just am so fascinated by how people live. So it'd be like Marie Antoinette and
Mm.
probably Mary Pickford.
yes.
Yeah.
And I gotta think of a third one. Oh, let's say Joan Crawford, just for the hell of it.
Oh God.
You
That's
know?
a dinner. I would like to be at that dinner or that coffee clutch.
Yeah, I would keep that coffee cooler on iced
Absolutely.
coffee just to be
Absolutely.
safe.
That's what I'm having is iced coffee.
There you
Oh,
go.
the best. What assumption do people make about you that's wrong?
Oh, that I'm tall. You know how it is? People always come up to you and they meet you. They're like, "You're so short. I didn't know you were so short." I was only this big on your TV. What do you want?
Right. Oh my God, that is so funny and so true.
And it's like, I'm sorry, I cannot do anything about that to make you happy.
Yes. Whatever. Oh gosh, that is a riot. And Eve, what is your best habit and your worst habit?
Mm. My best habit is probably making the bed every morning.
Nice.
And my worst habit is not putting away my shoes. I'm stepping over my shoes all the time. It's like, who do you think's going to pick up after you?
Yeah. Does it bother Ken or it doesn't even?
No, you know what? No, he doesn't. We are very good at not being like, would you? You know?
Oh, nice.
That's good.
Yeah, because I think
Yes.
we know if we went there. You know?
Or you going up and I'm going down. There's just like, yeah, there's
Yeah.
no
Oh,
end
really?
in sight.
Well, what about if you know?
Yeah.
That's why you have 25 successful years under
Exactly.
your belt.
Know when to keep your mouth shut.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
It's
what
nice.
what are the latest things that you've been binging on, or have you?
I haven't been binging lately because of the move, and you know, we've been down in Charleston, and we didn't really have TV there. But I
Yes.
love TV. I love TV so much. It's usually Ken and I have very different viewing habits.
Tell.
Yes, I watch. He's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "People in old timey clothes." Well, anything, period. And
Yes.
if the women are wearing too much makeup, I'm like, next. And then he watches sports and political shows.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am in your camp. And
Okay.
when you come up to the farm, that's what the boys and I are all about. Josh and Brent got me a subscription to BritBox.
Ooh.
So I
okay.
have been down the vortex of BritBox.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah. Big into that
I
for
mean,
sure.
The Crown, The Great. I mean, The Great was. Have you watched The Great?
One of my
Yes.
favorite
It's so
shows.
fabulous. And it's not. That they did it right. The period, not period. They did
Yeah.
like
Yes.
that sort of Hamilton thing where you totally buy the way they talk.
Mhm.
You just buy it, because also I don't know that much about Russian history, so that I can't be
Yes.
like, why did it happen like that? Oh, The Crown and Victoria.
Oh, yes.
That's another good one.
Just
There we go.
magnificent. I do a deep dive into those. So yes, you and I are
Okay.
soul sisters in that respect, for sure. As I want to talk to you a little bit. I mean, it's sort of hard because I want to ask you questions, obviously, as an actress that I know you are, but also as the fine artist that you are,
Mhm.
that what inspires you? I guess in general, but also specifically, is it across mediums or?
Oh, you mean for both acting and painting, or?
Yeah, just like what inspires Eve
Oh,
as a creative?
it's visual usually. You know, what I see. I just actually took some pictures. I haven't been painting a lot lately because of other things going on. But
Of course.
you know, so something on the countertop, a random bunch of objects all had orange in them. So I took pictures of that to maybe make a painting someday. You know,
Mhm.
you never know. Also, I've been working on a product developing a product line. So a lot of
Yes.
product really inspires me. My Instagram feed is full of really wonderful artists where I'm just amazed at their focus and intent, because I don't seem to have that. But I
Well,
really admire it in others.
You've been incredibly, you and Ken have been busy renovating this
Right.
place and moving.
Yeah.
And so outside of that, if you can even get out of that for a moment, do you paint daily when you are in the routine of your life, when you guys aren't busy with a renovation project?
If I can get started again painting, then I will paint every day. And if I have a focus or a direction or I decide to do a series, then I'll paint every day. But other than that, it's very easy to get inertia and not do it. So, but I'm either full speed ahead or idling.
Yes, I can understand that. But the Plum Goods has sort of ignited this sort of entrepreneurship matched with your creative acumen. I mean, it's kind of fabulous what's happened here. And I am I can speak without tooting her horn because I have paid for the privilege of some Plum Goods.
Now I am, thank you. I would have sent you something if I
I wanted to support you.
You wanted it to be authentic.
The real deal.
I mean, and thank you. I've been wanting to do a product line forever. And so we decided to, and we did the whole branding exercise and came up with the colors and the fonts and all of that and the ideas behind it. And so I thought, okay, well, we'll start an online store and start to pull from maybe like Alibaba. You can have an online store. But then I discovered print on demand, where you don't have to carry inventory. And there are all sorts of wonderful makers who will put your design on their product. And so in that way, I was able to get my stuff out into the world without having to go to China and do a whole finish.
Yes, and huge investment, I imagine as well.
I get shipping container of mugs. So these are, when they get ordered, they get made. And
amazing.
Also then I worked with someone to get the computer file, because I tried to start to learn Affinity Designer and realized by the time I learned how to do it, I'd be too old to make the stuff. So I hired someone who knows how to do it. And we did it through the email with never met this person. Okay, make the daisy bigger, smaller, just
amazing.
That, and send us the files. And then again, handsome, wonderful husband Ken is able to twist those into whatever the product needs as a file to print it on it. So that's something we want to get back to. I'm very excited to do that when we get our time back.
Well, yeah. And I mean, it's endless what you can put these images on. I mean, that's what's so amazing about them is I just putting it out there. I'd really like a doormat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's just it. Is I've come up with another design that I'm still not happy with the way it looks. And we got some products from another thing, and the fabric didn't look good. So we always get samples and decide whether or not we can put that out there. So I'll keep an eye out for a doormat.
Keep an eye out. I was thinking about that. I'm like, I would love a Plum Goods doormat.
Oh, that's very nice.
Just Busybody Inc. because you asked. No, right. I know you didn't ask.
No, that's okay. I'm always open to suggestion.
Yeah, I just thought it's so perfect for that. Well, at least I would want that. It brings joy to me when I see your images. So tell me about because I'm about to revisit being an actress in New York City.
Really?
It makes me very, very excited.
Good.
Yeah. How is it in this time of, I know it's just starting to come back a little bit.
Right.
It's fits and starts. But where is that on the ambition train for you?
Oh, it's always there. It's always there for me, for the ambition, because because we're doing a lot of TV here, and I love TV, and I know how to do TV. So I think now everything's self-tape. So,
right.
You can say you're a New York hire. I say I'm an LA hire all the time. I did before too. It's just that now I don't have to go to a physical studio. I used to go to a place where they would put me on tape and they would read with me and stuff. And now it's all at home, like everybody. I did do one virtual, it was like a Zoom meeting audition, which was great because then the casting director was able to give me direction.
Yes, please give me an adjustment. Let me show you what I can do. Yes, that's the only thing about self-tape.
Yeah, So there's that, and I haven't been on a physical audition in over a year and a half because of it.
Yeah, same.
But I imagine
think-
theater's coming back, so I don't know how they're going to do that. But
They're doing it.
Production managed to figure out how to do it. I mean, even right away,
Mhm. Yes. Yeah. It's just been slower than I thought. I thought it was really going to be gung ho, and it sort of is still kind of trickling in. I think people are still with the variant a little.
Yeah.
And so tell me about this kind of deep dive into HGTV, that the opportunity presented itself, and it so matches with who you are and what you and your passion. Tell me about that.
I'm always wary of when people say, we're going to do a fun Brady Bunch thing. It's like, oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
And
know the feeling.
Yeah, right. And, it'll be fun, which means we won't pay you. And, it'll only take a couple of hours, which means it'll take 2 weeks. So we're always very wary. And so we looked at HGTV. Now they have since merged with another company, and they're very different than they.
So by the way, we should say that you and I share a dear friendship. I've known Lauren for 25 years. So
he's been on the show as well.
And he's been on an episode of Mondays with Mindy. So he's the VP of HGTV.
Right. And so when they approached us and talked about what they wanted to do, and we looked at what they did, it was very quality. It wasn't ever gotcha. They weren't going to ask us all to get in arguments and start crying. Right. So we went for it. And so what they did, though, I never expected it to be quite so meticulous.
Yes.
The stuff they did with that house, they didn't have blueprints. So the designers looked at the episodes and extrapolated proportions. And
amazing.
They managed to make it look like a one-story house from the front, but be a two-story house in the back. They managed to light it just right, so it looked like it did on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then the nationwide search for all of the stuff involving all the audience and involving all of us. And it was so much fun. It was really fun.
Yeah. And from there, I'm assuming Lauren connected how amazing you are at what you do, and that it's not just a passion, but that you really have a yang for it. I mean, I'm waiting till you host your own show. Like, I believe it's coming.
Well, thank you. Let's hope so. From your mouth to Lauren's ears.
Yeah, I think it would be amazing. No, I'm serious. Because rarely do celebrities especially kind of have the goods to back it up and know what they're talking about.
Right. Yeah, well, that'd be great. I'm available.
Yes, definitely. So who or what inspires you as a person, and not just as a painter or an actor?
Oh, shoot. I'm one of those people that's like, oh, that lady that was on that thing that we were watching because we didn't watch the other one?
Yes.
So I'm that person. So I know that there are people that I'm always like, I can't believe they did this thing. People that are just willing to sacrifice everything to make a difference, which there's a guy, Brandon McMillan, who used to have a show called Lucky Dog on CBS, and I don't know what happened, but he has changed up, and now he does YouTube, his shows on YouTube. But his deal is like, now he's going out into the desert in California and rescuing dogs that have been dumped there. His deal is that he could take any dog from a shelter, and of course, with unlimited time and effort, train it to be a family dog, and then he gives the dog to somebody. And he's done it for veterans, and he's done it for children, and so somebody like that is really inspiring. That the people that hold down 6 jobs and manage to make something work, had 3 jobs and went to law school at night.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yes, I know. I'm astounded as well. So Eve, I want to be sensitive, because I would want someone to be sensitive with me, but there's very few people on this planet that I relate to on this level of choosing to be choosing to be a creative, and choosing a lifelong career to do it. I feel the best is yet to come. I have yet to be able to show people what I can do, or inhabit a character that I know I've got in me times 10.
Right.
How do you fight the oh, we love Eve, but we know what she does, or that whole part of being known for one thing so well, which I assume you and I feel very similarly. We're very grateful.
Course, yeah. Yes.
However, comma.
Right. Well, you can fight it and you can't fight it. I've been fortunate enough to do lots of other work. I am happy to be stunt cast. The show has only really brought me good things, I will say. And so I have to.
I love that.
You can either, it can be true and you can either hate it, make your life miserable, or it can be true and you can accept it and move on and work with it and make it a better thing. I think the only thing you can change in life is your attitude. And I'm not always good at it, but that's my thought. It's like, well, change your attitude.
Yes.
Look at it from a different way. So I have certainly turned down lots of things. I've been fortunate enough to be able to turn things down, and that were just not right or didn't pay or whatever. And then I've taken other things that have been really off the wall and didn't pay and were fun and worked and was interesting. So the thing is dealing with the rejection. People talk about it, but it's been lifelong. And it's endless, and it's always fresh and new when you get rejected, because there's never really any reason. It's like, oh, well, you know what, Eve, nobody ever will tell you, you do too much, you don't do enough. It's always, we went another way. There's no way to be able to say, well, what could I do something differently, or should I just quit?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, ironically, that is the last thing that I have had a hard time dealing with, the rejection. And I guess it's because I was never the blonde, blue-eyed beauty, or that, right? For some reason, always being a character, if they went with someone else, it was someone very different from myself.
Right.
So I understood I wasn't just,
right.
It wasn't me and okay, because it was someone very different or another kind of character person. So it never felt personal. It still doesn't feel personal. It's disappointing as I'll get out for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But the rejection part of it, I never felt the rejecting Mindy. So I'm grateful for that. I also feel, for me, age has been a real wonder. I'm one of the very few friends of mine that enjoys aging, because for me, I just see the endless possibilities of what's coming.
Right. Yes.
And I think of the Margot, my idols, the Margot Martindales and Kathy Bates, and my mentors, Cloris Leachman,
right,
Geraldine Page, who sort of had careers, but then in their elder years,
right,
really,
had careers,
turned something. So for me, I'm a terminal optimist, but it's still very frustrating that 40 years later, there's people who just think they know me or my capability. And that is incredibly frustrating.
But it's also incredibly frustrating in how short-sighted some casting directors are, or people who make TV and movies. Is like, well, she can't do this, she's blonde. Or,
Right. Oh my God.
Like, it's like, I'm not buying that house, I don't like the paint color.
Yeah. Same. It's same with my gray hair. It's sort of like, we can dye hair, kids.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Or wig it. Hello.
Right. And they said, I mean, I don't know why I'm not on every GD Hallmark movie, but I am not. And I didn't get it. And they're like, well, they said to my manager, would she play a grandmother? And I'm like, of course, I just did an audition for you as a grandmother. Jesus Christ.
Yes. It's very frustrating. Yeah.
I'm grandmother's age.
I'm an actor.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you, Christian. Yes. He's heard me endlessly, talk about this stuff.
It's so crazy.
Is the nature of
that is the business.
Talent.
I'm going to play something that might not be me.
Right.
And my frustration always is that on stage, right, there's such freedom, and casting directors in theater tend to not have those limitations of hair color, and they can understand, you can be whoever you want up on stage. Sure. So
and you can do an accent and be,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 100%. So what are you excited about? What's coming in the next couple of months besides your mega renovation and move? I mean, are the renovations done?
The renovations are done in Charleston and the house is rented. That was a year and a half.
Congratulations.
That is, thank you. Yeah, that's a big deal because we dug a big old money hole. So it's
can
nice
only
to have a
imagine.
little trickle going back in. And it's nice to finally be in this apartment, which we planned on being in. So I pretty much take it one day at a time. And so, it's just, a couple of months ahead. So of whatever happens. I don't ever really make big plans, but because I don't know, stuff just comes along and that's what happens.
I love that.
Yeah, I will paint. I'll design more Plumb Good stuff. We'll get back on that.
Yeah. And how is that? I mean, is there a business plan? Do you have aspirations to do what?
I want somebody to buy me and be the person that makes all the stuff in the shipping containers. And I work with the designers and say, yeah, a little bit more blue. Great. Yes, that works. Because right now it's me and Ken doing everything.
Everything.
Yes. Everything,
Yes.
all the advertisement, all the social media, all of the photography of the items and me. So yeah, I want to be a celebrity designer.
Sounds good to me. And you're on your way, my friend.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going to get there pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, Eve, thank you so much for being on our episode of Mondays with Mindy. Of course. I mean, it always does when the conversation is fab. I am so bloody excited to see theater and walk around New York City with my pal.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are so grateful to have her on the show one more time. Big round of applause for Eve Plumb. This episode of Mondays with Mindy is brought to you in part by our sponsors, When by Chaz Dean and The Cocktail Party, Love Mary. Straight, wavy, or curly, When hair and body care is everyone's type. Today, When encompasses a full array of cruelty-free hair and skincare products perfect for you. Visit chazdean.com or mondayswithmindy.com and start redefining your routine today. Tired of cooking? Love fancy hors d'oeuvres but don't have any idea how to prepare? Look no further. The Cocktail Party, Love Mary, is here. For 15 years, New York's caterer to the stars and our pal Mary Giuliani has served her deliciously whimsical hors d'oeuvres to the best names in art, fashion, and entertainment. Now she's put them all in an adorable little box to send from her heart to your home. As Mary says, all you have to do is turn on your oven, pour yourself a drink, and enjoy more time with your guests. She'll take care of the rest. Go to marygiuliani.com or mondayswithmindy.com for more information and to order yours today.